So originally this was going to be considered day 2 of the Everglades, but the visitor center I wanted to go to is currently under construction. So I think we are going to go through Big Cypress, the National Preserve, which that's super cool, and that's what I drove through when I started this vlog. So I'm a-okay with going back to that. That's 100% part of this vlog, but we are trying to get more into the kind of grasslands and swamp canals and whatever you see for all the like airboat rides and stuff when you think of the Everglades. So that's where we're heading right now. We're gonna cut through Big Cypress via boat and land in the Everglades. So technically it counts, but realistically, either way, it's gonna be a cool trip no matter what land property we're on. And that visitor center is open. So I'm tired and it's hot. I don't feel like doing more. So what I've done is bounced through the visitor centers, and apparently that's where the wildlife like to hang out. I got a good amount of clips of gators and turtles and fish and all sorts of birds, obviously. So we will probably come back tomorrow to do a kayak trip, a float down a river. I'll have to look into how fast the water's moving though, because obviously I don't have a way of shuttling. If not, we'll come out here and do this loop. But yeah, I think we're just bouncing around tonight, probably go and shower and set up camp, then come back tomorrow. Now, that will be taking a hit on the weather for what I was going to do tomorrow further up, but I think I'm just going to take that hit because I wanted to do some more down here and haven't yet. But I think I might try to get one more visitor center in. It's technically closed, but at least go and hit where it's at. We'll have to see. Alright guys, it's another morning. I did sleep in and I'm just off of getting gas, but we are gonna go check out, I guess it's technically Big Cypress. It's on that side of the line, because of course Big Cypress and Everglades National Park do border each other. But we are gonna check out the Turner River paddle trail. The only thing that I might be concerned about is if the water's moving too fast. I don't have a shuttle system, so if it's not possible to paddle back up in a reasonable manner, then it might be a no-go. And depending on how much my heart is set, there is another trail, a smaller one, just through more mangrove stuff, but it'll feel a lot like the canal stretch that I did before, which is why I'm not too set on doing that one. I'm not entirely certain what today's plan is going to be. If I'm being completely honest, this is one of the reasons why I don't vlog that often. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood to do anything, and I definitely tired myself out just with everything that I just did the past several days. But we're still gonna see. I'd like to at least check out this part of Big Cypress, probably get in the water at least a little bit. But I did do all the visitor centers, and that's where all the wildlife was. So I know the park has more to offer, but I've seen a good bit already. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, dudes, we're gonna go for it. We're here at the put-in, so just about done getting all the gear ready, and then we'll take off. I'm really hoping that it's all cypress swamp. That's the goal today. Wildlife is here or there, but about the only thing we'll see is gators anyways. So either way, let's start this adventure. Wow, it's already super hot. This is going to be an interesting trip. I hope I hide in these trees for a long time, but we are in the water, so we're gonna get started, I guess. Oh no, just a little guy. There's a turtle next to him. Spooky gator right here in front of me. I didn't see him. Oops. That's scary. I don't like listening to them thrash in the water like that. And there's 100% another gator right there. I really don't know whether you guys can ever see or not. He's moving. Well, this gets thinner up there. So what I did, oh, sorry, there's a lot of noise going on. I know that wind's super loud, but what I did was I went upriver first to where it widens out, and then it kind of gets too thin for kayaks. So now I'm turning around and gonna cross underneath the road and go out that way. I've also now pissed off probably 2 alligators because I got too close. So yeah, I'm okay with moving. Okay, you can see them behind me, and there's a clip where I ran into them before. Obviously, I didn't record them. It's just a kayak tour going through. But their guide looked super familiar, like really familiar, and even his voice, but I could not exactly pinpoint from where. But I was like, he seems a lot like a tour guide that I had. And so I ran into him a second time, and I was like, I'm sorry I keep staring you down. You just look really familiar. And he was like, you look familiar to me too. And I was like, do you work at any other parks? And immediately when he said wind cave, I could see it all. So since I left home, the very first park that I went to was Wind Cave National Park up in South Dakota. And when I ran this tour, I wanted to kind of hang out at the back, so he asked for a caboose to volunteer. So I did, I did all the door closing and asked way too many questions because I'm a big nerd of rocks. And he even pulled me aside at the end of one point to show me a specific geological striping pattern within the quartz and the walls. And so that all stuck out to me. And I'm glad that everything that I did there was able to stick out to him too. But that park is over 2,000 miles away, which is insane to me, but that's how seasonal working goes, right? I'm glad he recognized me too. That was funny, and what are the odds to go from exploring a cave in South Dakota to kayaking in Florida, and I run into him again. Top section, so we're going past the put-in now, but we are going to go underneath this bridge. Also, you like how I complained about how skinny it got for the upper section, and then proceed to go through this, which is just barely wide enough for my paddle. It's really tight in here, and I just passed a huge gator in the grass right there. And I have to pass him again if I want to get out of here. That's scary. I'm also cruising very fast. I'm gonna have to turn around up here or something. I don't know. When they said river, I was expecting it to be wider. This is a thin creek, and I'm worried that back in a spot like that, if that gator wanted to move, then he'd have to go through me. It's only 1 o'clock though. I mean, there's no land if I get into a problem. It's either try to get one of these tiny trees to hold me or stand in the water. And so, with how tight it is, I'm just gonna hopefully not encounter any problems on the way back. But there was a big gator and I almost touched him, and so that's the scary part. Shoot, nope, you missed him. Well, okay. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I mean, it was still pretty bad, but he didn't seem to move. Okay. My heart's done racing. I've hit a lot of trees. So now we're gonna go. At least I'm a lot further away from it. A couple, I think. I see one there. And that guy doing his weird thing. All right, we are out of the water, back right next to the road, so it's super loud. But I think I'm gonna end the vlog here, and actually probably right here because somebody's pulling in. But I've seen a lot. I got some of the cypress that I wanted, and got scared by way too big a gator and a way too tiny of a canal and way too poppable of a kayak. So, yeah. Sorry, you know how I am around people, but yeah, like I said, I'm ending it here. So, got everything packed up and we're back on the road. So, yeah, that was today. That was Big Cypress. And as always, the beauty you can find in the world.